Wet fishing today, and that, still no luck. I had a fish touch the canoe. It touched it. I didn't set the hook good enough, so I lost it. I think it was a gar. Sure looked like a gar. It was little, but it was almost a fish in the canoe. Anyway, desk. What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. We're out here doing a little DIY stuff today. My lady needs a new office table, and she wants it like 40 inches high, which is kind of a tall table. She's looking for something that she can stand up or sit down on, like a bar stool, and so she can kind of be up and down, because it's something that she's going to have to sit in or be at for at least 8 hours. So I didn't really like the looks of anything that we could find, and I figured everything was going to be made out of fiber wood, and that stuff wears out over time. So I was like, well, screw it, I'll just make you one myself. Go get yourself a chair, and then I'll figure out the table from the way the chair looks. So what we got here today is a pile of wood, but it's the makings of a table, and we're gonna start with this. I got some caster wheels just so she can move the desk around a little bit, and it'll give it a nice level place to stand. We got some leftover maple plywood. It's kind of like, it's got a maple I would say inlay, I guess you'd call it. I mean, it's not solid maple because it's plywood, but it's a nicer piece of plywood. This is left over for another project, and I got one leftover 2x4. And then I just went out and bought a bunch of 1x3s, I guess you call these. And then there's a nice 1x1 for the legs. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna get started. I'm taking you guys along the way. Yeah, so let's do this. First things first, you're gonna have to measure and cut everything. So our dimensions are going to be 3 feet wide, 2 feet deep, and 40 inches tall. So that's what we're going for here. I'm gonna start measuring out parts. I'm gonna put you guys on the time lapse, and you can watch how I do this. And remember, if you ever have any questions, comment below. So when I'm making like a table or wood furniture, cabinets, whatever, I like to make kind of a skeleton first that's very supportive. So we have these 4 blocks right here that are going to be corner pieces and go in all 4 corners of this bottom part. Also, they're going to be the structural to what I screw the caster wheels to. So now I'm going to put all this together and then kind of figure out how I'm going to do the top. Alright guys, so this is the bottom portion of the desk. So our legs are going to sit on top of these, so that's good structural for the legs, and also the casters are going to be on the bottom of these. So that's what we got going so far. Just figured I'd give you a little video update. Alright guys, and now here's the top skeleton, and now all I have to do is mate these together with the legs, and I just got to figure out what I want my height to be, which is going to be 40 inches, but I have to subtract, you know, those blocks and this over here. So the reason why I do the gussets, these are going to support the legs, but I did the gussets because I just wanted a little bit of extra stability at the top. The bottom has those big blocks, so those are going to be plenty tough. It doesn't really need gussets, but the top part, you know, we just have these little blocks, you know, they're just little, so a little extra stability with the gussets, and it's really strong. This is how I start any like table project. You just start with the top and bottom and then work your way to mate the top. Alright guys, so now we almost have a table. So I got these beams right here. We're keeping the front open so you can kind of sit underneath it and you can get your legs underneath. This spot right here is going to be the spot for the shelf for the CPU, and we have these just kind of a little bit more sturdy. Now I'm kind of going for like an industrial look. That's why it kind of looks like that. I'm not closing any of it in, and we're just going to put a topper on it and then a shelf down here at the bottom, like I said, for the CPU. So yeah, that's what we got so far. Super sturdy. It's not going anywhere. So yeah, you ever get to the part of a project and you just get super nervous about it? That maple, I want it to look perfect on the top. It's going to be like the whole showiness of the top, so I have to make like a perfect cut, and I'm not super great with a skill saw. So I'm great with a chop saw, crappy with a skill saw, so wish me luck. By the way, went fishing today, and that, still no luck. I had a fish touch the canoe. It touched it. I didn't set the hook good enough, so I lost it. I think it was a gar. Sure looked like a gar. It was little, but it was almost a fish in the canoe. Anyway, desk. Alright guys, so this is the table, all done. Sorry I didn't like have any time lapse of the last bit of this, but it was really just putting the top on. I mean, not really a big deal. So you got the shelf for the CPU and the top, so you can type and all that jazz. So yeah, and I already got the caster wheels on. That's why it's kind of sitting off the ground like that. So this isn't a DIY channel. This is an outdoor channel, but I figured this is something that I'm doing. I'd bring you guys along, and it's content. So hey, anyway, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions on how I did this, just leave it in the comment box. I got no problem answering any questions. I'm just not going to go into detail because it can be boring sometimes. Anyway, smash the bell.